Good morning, you guys. Tracy Lee, Self-Love Life Coach, coming to you this morning with a whole lot on my mind and my heart. You'd think I could settle into my seat before I go live, but I really can't. So settle in with me, will you? It's early. It's actually not early. It's 9:40, but I had a weird night last night. And then I woke up this morning, good morning, Mark, good morning, Toby, to the news of another shooting. And it was a little over a year ago that shooting in the Texas church took place, and I started the self-love movement. Good morning, Judy Bracken. Good morning, Walter Kurt. And it's interesting as I wake up this morning to the news and talk to a couple of my girlfriends this morning. We do a bit of a morning check-in. Good morning, Carol Soroka. Love you, sweetheart. Big hug to you. One of my girlfriends, who is a sweet, beautiful, lovely, strong, sensitive soul, said that her response to this morning's shooting was, doesn't surprise me. Doesn't surprise me. And I got to tell y'all, while I've got no judgment, hey, Troy and Kelly, I've got no judgment of her, I understand. Wow, that is fucking sad. Like, seriously, tears. Sad that that's where we are in the world. Now, I'm not going to have a conversation with you about guns. I'm going to have a conversation with you about love, because that's my that's my deal. That's my area. And you can hear the craggliness, the stuff in my throat, which is what is it that we are not saying that we want to say? What is it that love wants to say this morning? And you know, everybody's story is different. And I can promise you, with every ounce of conviction that I have in my heart, in my body, in my brilliant brain, in my soul, in every fiber of my being, that what these people are needing, these people who are doing these horrible things, what is missing from their life is sincere, authentic, real love. Period. Love. And I remember years ago when the things were happening with the skinheads in Virginia and people were being killed, one of my clients asking me if I had an opportunity to talk to those people, what would I say to them? And while I do not agree with everyone's choices or everyone's beliefs, what I do know is that everyone deserves love. Everyone. Even if you differ from me in your political beliefs. We all deserve, want, need love. Simply because we are. Good morning, Cindy. Good morning, Tammy. So for me, what's happening in the world on any front, you can bring me any topic. And, you know, my answer will be that it's a lack of love. And so what can we do this day? There's a lot that's happening in the world. There's a lot of political upheaval. There's a lot of people who are happy. There's a lot of people who are sad. There's a lot of people who are thumbing their nose at other people, which is not loving. There's just a lot happening in our world, and things are stirring. And while that feels bad, one of the pearls in my toolbox is that everything that feels bad isn't bad, and everything that feels good isn't good. Sit with that for a minute. Good morning, Jason, Michelle. Everything that feels good isn't good. Everything that feels bad isn't bad. And all of it is a call for love. Every thought we think is either a fear thought or a love thought. Even me as a teacher of love, I get in the moments of fear thoughts for sure when I wake up in the morning and this is what I hear. Also, by the way, you guys, I'm going to tell you a funny story. Last night at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I live in an old house. It was built in 1916, an old house in an old part of Austin. And last night at 3 o'clock in the morning, it sounded like my dog, is Suki back there? Yeah, you can't really see her, but that's her butt. It sounded like Suki fell off of a couch or fell off of the bed or fell off of something. And it woke me up and I was scared, really scared, because Suki was in the bed with me and so she didn't fall. And I went patting around my house, frightened, trying to figure out what it was. Where was the ghost? Where was the monster? Who was in my house? Was it a critter? Was it somebody trying to get in? What in the world was it? Hey, John Paul, my old friend John Paul from high school. And I slept in fear. I looked to the best of my ability. I was up from 3 until about 3:30. I have a little house. And for whatever reason, in that foggy, sleepy 3 o'clock in the morningness, I didn't look everywhere. And I for sure wasn't going into the basement or into the attic by myself at 3:30 in the morning. That wasn't happening. But I also didn't open my closet door until this morning, until like 5 minutes ago. And there is my shoe shelf collapsed on the floor. There's my ghost. There's my critter. There's my bad guy. So fear often stands for false events appearing real. Something made that noise and woke me up. Although I can tell you that in my sleepiness, maybe I dreamt it. I don't really know. And it wasn't a bad guy, and it wasn't really anything for me to be afraid of. Do you get it? So, and every moment we have the opportunity to choose love or choose fear. Even in the face of big, scary fear. Like there are people out in the world, good morning, Jennifer. There are people out in the world who are so lacking in self-love or in any love that they are doing heinous, hideous things in the world. And that's scary because you might be in a bar with your friends doing what college kids do, doing totally normal stuff, and we have no control over that. None whatsoever. I think the thing that's important to notice is how we, good morning, Lydia, how we be, who we be, how we are being in our daily life. How much of our day is consumed with fear or negativity or condemnation. You know, there's a lot of talk right now about judgment. I want to really make the distinction that we make discernments all the time. I judge what I want to wear. I judge that I want to get on Facebook Live and talk about this. I judge that whoever shot all those people in that bar last night in California was lacking in love. We judge all the time. It's the condemnation that gets us in trouble. So how much of our time is spent projecting? You made me feel. I blame you. It's not my fault. How much of what we're feeling are we putting outside of ourselves? And I'm telling you, we have got to learn how to, there's Suki. Good morning, Suk. We have got to learn how to amp up, turn the volume up, turn the fire up on the cooker of love so that what we are, come here, baby girl. Are you stuck? Come here. So that what we are doing or feeling, there you go, is loving more. Look, fear is one of the emotions that we have been given by God or source or the benevolent forces of the universe or whatever you want to call it. Fear is just one of the feelings on the spectrum. Saying that we don't like fear, or we don't like shame, or something's bad, or a feeling is bad or good is as random. Hey, Alex, Mary, is as random as saying blue is a bad color, right? However, we can notice when we're in fear, and fear is a call to greater love, personally, and when we see it in other people. You got it? So what is it that you can do today? You know, I'm generally saying, good morning, Daryl. I love myself, and so today I will. What's your answer to that question? I love myself, and so today I will get on Facebook Live and I will talk about love. I love you guys, and so that's what I'm going to do. It's who I am in the world. Today I love myself, and so I got the opportunity to join the Texas Conference for Women tomorrow, right? Hadn't planned on that, but that's the whisper that I got this morning from a dear friend of mine, and I'm going to go do that. And guess what I'm going to talk about every chance I get tomorrow? Here's a little hint. Anybody want to guess? So, for those of you who are watching, what is your answer to the I love myself and so today I will question? Who is, good morning, Elizabeth, good morning, Tony. Who's needing your love this morning in addition to you, right? How can you love yourself is the question. And how can every interaction you have with everybody today be a loving interaction, even if you don't agree with them? even if you don't like their choices, even if they piss you off. How can you stay in love? How can you choose to remember to let love be your top note and that you are responsible for what you're feeling, right? And here's my plea to you. If you are feeling loveless this morning, for whatever reason, no judgment, no criticism. If you are feeling loveless this morning, please reach out to someone, anyone. I volunteer. Please reach out to someone and say, I'm feeling loveless this morning. I'm guessing, good morning, Toby Howell. I'm guessing that there is someone in your life that you can think of right now who will love you no matter what. I'm hoping, and if not, I'm telling you, I will. It's who I am, it's what I do. So where are you needing love? Where are there fear thoughts in your head? With no judgment or criticism of self, just notice that's the way we roll. That's part of the deal. Good morning, Anya. And how can you make every interaction you have today a loving one? And does that even make sense to you? Do you know what that means, right? Like when you see your boss, if you work out in the world, or if you're an entrepreneur, or the people on the street, right? I came home Monday, I guess, from Houston. When I pulled up to my house, there was a man who was fixing his bike right in front of my house. And where I parked my car in my driveway, he was like an awkward 3 feet away. Now, he didn't know I was pulling up in my driveway. And he happened to be a black man. And he's obviously fixing his bike. And I said, hey, you okay? And he said, I'll be out of your way. Like he was nervous. I got a flat tire. And I said, you're okay, man. Take your time. You can't help where you get a flat tire. Good morning, Alan Green. That's where he got a flat tire. And you know what? I was so glad he was on my front step because I got to let it be okay for him. I got to love on him. Take your time. Do what you need to do. Let me know if there's something you need. We've lost the art of loving one another because we're afraid of one another. And look, it's a scary world. I get it. And still, I'm going to choose to lead with love. More things are falling in my closet. More things are falling in my house. I don't know what that's about. I'm going to choose to lead with love, right? I'm a white woman that lives by myself. I could have been afraid. I'm just not going to do that. I'm just not going to do that. I'm going to lead with love, right? Here's the thing. Our amygdala brain, our reptilian brain, the part of our brain that's in charge of fight, flight, freeze, panic, fear, is generally on high alert all the time. And biologically, it makes sense. When we were uncomfortable back in the caveman days, which biologically we are still just cave people, when we were uncomfortable, if it was too hot or too cold, or we were too hungry, or the water tasted too bad, or whatever, any amount of, hey, could have really been horrible. So our amygdala brain still works that way. Our amygdala brain sends a message to our frontal cortex that says, holy shit, something's wrong. And generally, we don't check it out. Generally, we just go with that. Oh God, something's wrong. Let me freak out. I want you guys to start to develop a relationship, a loving relationship between your amygdala brain and your frontal cortex. Let your amygdala brain send the message to your body, and generally it will feel like something. Everybody's triggers feel different when they're physically in their body. Start to notice what you physically feel like when you are experiencing fear. Do you get a headache? My mouth gets dry like the Sahara Desert. Does your tummy grumble? Whatever it is, notice what it is and know that that's just your brain doing what your brain is supposed to do. But 99% of the time when our amygdala brain sends a fear message to our body and our frontal cortex, there is not a call for fear. There is not a man with a bloody axe at our front door. Our car's not stuck on the railroad tracks with the train coming. We are not running through the woods being chased by a bear. 99.9% of the time. Now, there have been times in my life where I can tell you that when the amygdala brain sent the fear message to my frontal cortex, it was not lying. It was not wrong. It's never wrong. It's just, is it warranted for that amount of fear? Good morning, Alana. Good morning, Stacy. So when I was in a car with a boyfriend who road raged, yes, okay, that was scary. Absolutely all right for me to be afraid. If I've been in the car and I slammed on my brakes and I can see in my rearview mirror that the guy behind me isn't slowing down, sure. When I've been on an airplane and there have been turbulence, yes, okay, great. But how many times in my 51 years, and how often do we feel fear? How often do I hear my clients say, I feel anxious? Well, anxiety is fear. How many people in your life are running around feeling anxious? That's fear. So let's check it out. Okay, amygdala brain, I see you sending me, I feel you sending me a warning message to my frontal cortex that says something's wrong. Gotcha. Thank you. Let me check it out. Just like last night in the middle of the night, something startled me awake. And I immediately went into fear. Now I'm going to cut myself some slack because it was 3 o'clock in the morning. Nothing is supposed to make noise in my house at 3 o'clock in the morning. Thanks for the thumbs up, Alan. That means a lot from you, sweetheart. Right? But I listened to my amygdala brain and I said, oh, I hear you. Let's check it out. And I did my best. I checked it out. And then this morning I found the culprit, which was the fallen shoe shelf in the garage. I mean, in the closet, right? I found the culprit. So, am I going to judge myself for being stupid in the middle of the night? No, I'm not. I'm going to love myself and go, yeah, that was scary. It's scary when things go bump in the night. That's why there's a saying that says when things go bump in the night, right? And I am going to use my frontal cortex to check it out. I'm not going to judge myself for being bad or wrong or stupid for being afraid. I'm going to go, got it, got the fear message. Hold on. It's like, if your computer sends you a, time to back up your computer, a warning message of some sort. You check it out. You check it out. So how can you in this day notice your fear messages and add some love, some compassion? Thank you, amygdala brain. Thanks for letting me know. I love you. Let me check it out for you. Turns out we're okay. Shoe shelf fell. You got it? You feel me? What's happening is we're stopping short in that fear message and we're acting from a place of panic and fear instead of love. Okay? We have to stop doing that. We all have to stop doing that. Everybody has too much cortisol and too much adrenaline, and talk to any nutritionist, to all of that, right? We have to stop doing that. We have to love ourselves and each other enough to acknowledge fear in one another and go, hey, how can I hold loving space for myself? And how can I hold loving space for you? I see your fear. How can I be love today? This is how I do it. This is what I do. This is all I know to do, is to talk about love. One of my clients, a male client, said to me once, don't you get tired of repeating yourself? And the answer is no. I do not get tired of repeating myself. I'm very glad that I'm not an algebra teacher. I would get tired of repeating myself. That's not my deal. No offense to the algebra teachers of the world. God love ya. Talk about algebra every year. But I talk about love. That's my gig. And I do not get tired of repeating myself. And I don't imagine I will ever get tired of repeating myself. And every day, in every way, I see an opportunity to step up into greater love for me. Good morning, Joy. And greater love for you, and greater love for the people in my life, and greater love for the world. And that's what I do. What is yours to do today? How are you going to love yourself and love the world today? I love myself, and so today I get on Facebook Live and I talk to you guys about love. I would really love to hear what it is that you're going to do today. Alan, what are you going to do today to love the world more, to love yourself more? Joy, Lana, Stacy, Lydia, thank you. I'm glad you found the message inspiring. It is inspired, this message. I want you to get that. Spirit whispers in my ear and says, right now, get on right now, Tracy. That's what inspired means in Spiritus. spirit within. So listen to your whisper today, please, loves. And if you are needing some love today and you can find it nowhere, please call on me. Please send me a message. There are umpteen zillion ways to get in touch with me. And I'm going to jump off and go to a 10 o'clock appointment where I'm going to love on myself more. Big love from my big juicy heart to yours. I love you.